what's up, you guys? Marty Schwartz here with Marty Music. You guys responded really strongly to my friend Jake Baynes and his young, fresh take on playing guitar. So Jake is this great guitar player I found in Nashville. Super cool guy, amazing player, amazing teacher, straight out of Berklee School of Music, young, fresh, not jaded. This lesson, he is going to break down some techniques on vibrato. And I think it's a really good lesson. I think you guys are going to dig it. Also, real quick, check out a link below for a free licks course by Jake as well. And I think you guys are going to dig it. So take it away, Jake Baynes.
Hey guys, so today we're going to be working on vibrato techniques. This is going to be helping you work on your right hand to improve the way that you do vibrato and get the sound that you're looking for and help you get the control that you need to do the vibrato that you're wanting to achieve on the fretboard. We're going to look at two different types. We're going to look at the B.B. King style and we're going to look at that Clapton style. Let's dive right in. Okay, so the first vibrato that we're going to be looking at is going to be this B.B. King style of vibrato. Now, the B.B. King style of vibrato, if you think back or watch any videos of B.B., you'll notice that his hand is flying whenever he's doing that vibrato, and he's known for that really fast kind of flying vibrato sound. So let's take a look at how to do that. Similar to the bending, now I did a bending video prior to this and you guys can watch that video in the link below. We're going to come in with our hand as a pivot. Now what that's going to look like is our knuckle right here on our index finger is going to come in and it's going to glide along the bottom of the fretboard. Our thumb is going to glide along the top, kind of creating this area that we can pivot. Kind of think of this motion. It's a shaka, right? We're going to come in and our finger, whichever finger we choose to do the vibrato from, let's say we choose to do our index finger. It's always a great place to start. It's going to actually be above the pivot. What I mean by above is just up on the fretboard like this. So let's choose to do, let's see, I'll pick the key of C and we're going to play the fifth. So fret-wise, string-wise, that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8th fret on the B string. 8th fret on the B string, we're going to take our index finger and we're going to place it on that fret. Then we're going to rotate our hand over until that knuckle reaches the underside of the fretboard. So for me, and I'm 6 foot tall, I got reasonably large hands, this is about 2 frets behind where I'm at, right? The 8th fret, 7th fret, 6th fret is where my knuckle is roughly resting. Now look at my finger real quick. You'll notice that my finger is not up and down. It's not intersecting the fretboard. It's more of almost going alongside the fretboard. There's a benefit to this, all right? When you try to do vibrato and your finger is up and down, your finger wants to move like this, right? The goal with vibrato is to get the maximum amount of control, but the problem is if your finger is trying to bend up and down like this, what's going to happen is your finger is going to bend while you're trying to get the vibrato, and this will happen. No vibrato. And then you're going to be fighting your finger the whole time, but no matter what, it's going to be moving. So your vibrato is going to kind of have this weird, awkward sound to it. But if our finger is going sideways and we're working on a pivot, if you put your finger sideways and try to bend it, our finger just does not bend that way, right? See that? Just doesn't do it. So what ends up happening is we kind of want to pull down and back, pulling against the ligaments in our finger. It's just going to be like this, just to be dramatic. Now, if you're trying to work on this and this motion is awkward, it is a very beneficial practice to just kind of get used to the motion of doing this pivot just with the finger alone and just over dramatize the vibrato. So it'll be like this. I want you to feel the pull on the underside of your finger like this, right? See how I'm rotating my hand like this? See how my finger wants to go down and back, right? When you're doing this kind of vibrato, you're never going up and back. You're always going down and back, right? Down and back. The pitch is going up, but we're going down and back. All right? So you can do this style of vibrato on any string really. I mean, the high E string is kind of hard because you will go off the edge. So I usually save the Clapton style, which we're going to look at next for that high E string, but pretty much any string and any set of fingers. If we're going to use our ring finger, for example, let's say we go up 1, 2, 3 frets to the 11th fret of our B string, all 3 fingers together, and we're going to pivot once again. See that motion? Look at that pivot. Side to side. I'm really pivoting on that knuckle here. So we got. So to practice this, I recommend running scales. Maybe you run your major scale or your minor pentatonic scale, which Marty's got a bunch of fantastic videos for all of these. And if you're looking for those videos are going to be in the description below. So let's say we choose our minor pentatonic scale. I would go through my minor pentatonic and do my vibrato. Down and back, always pivoting. So that is the first style of vibrato that we could do. Right? We're pivoting on our knuckle, we're going down and back, and a great way that you can work on this is by going through all of your scales and kind of applying vibrato to every note. Be conscious of this technique because as you go through and play for fun throughout the weeks, you want to make sure that you're always using the right technique to do vibrato, right? If you're working on changing your technique. Over time, you're going to want to work on control, and that's going to be another lesson on talking about ways to really hone in on your control using metronomes to kind of get you in that right spot. Now let's look at the second style of vibrato that we have, which I call more of the Clapton style of vibrato, which is floating. So the Clapton style of vibrato is totally different. It's a little bit more dramatic. I also relate it over to more of a Albert Collins style of vibrato too. It's a floating style of vibrato. Let me explain what I mean by floating, and you're going to see what I mean. Prior to this, we looked at the B.B. King style, which involves this pivot point, right? We're going down and back, down and back. But as I discussed in the last set, an issue that we run into is when we do it on the high E string, we're going right off the edge of the fret and it sounds crazy. So a way to solve this is by going up and back, right? Away from that fret end. But how are we going to do this? So what I want you to do, all right, I want you to put your hand out in front of you like this. And then what I want you to do is I want you to bend your index finger in like this. All right, so you're going to look like this. You're going to take this hand placement and you're going to come in here with your knuckle touching on the inside of the fretboard, and we're going to look at the note C on the high E string. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8th fret on the high E string. All right, so we got this hand placement, 8th fret, high E string. You're going to first have your knuckle touching and the index finger touching, right? Keeping all these fingers together and this finger kind of locked in like this, right? And then we're going to pivot that finger ever so slightly until it's not touching anymore. There's about a finger's gap between the fretboard edge and our knuckle. But what you'll notice is, so what we're going to do is we're going to hold that note, we're going to go up and back. Because we're sideways, this is what's happening. The pressure is pushing my index finger down. My index finger sideways, so it doesn't really want to move, right? Remember this from the bending. My index finger is pushing against my middle finger, my ring finger, and my pinky finger. So it's creating this rigid type of structure that is allowing for me to get this vibrato in a way that's efficient and not causing me to put energy into the fact that my fingers are moving. All right, so we get this. right? You're moving against the weight of the guitar. When you first do this, you might find that the guitar moves a fair amount. To help yourself get in the habit of this working, you can hold the guitar, and I kind of use my arm over here to pinch the guitar a little bit to help me get that vibrato. So it's a motion of my hand going up and down like this. See that? I'm going up and down, right? If you want to get into the habit of doing this, you can really just kind of over-dramatize everything. And once again, just like the last technique, the best way to practice this is running your scales. So you could do, and you do the same with the ring finger. So. Now you'll find which and where you're going to want to switch techniques, because you're going to get to a point on the fretboard where it just doesn't work out as well as you want it to. For example, when we get to the D string, for me, I'm kind of smacking my hand against the fretboard. It's not really that efficient anymore. So that's where I'm going to switch to that pivot. So pivot. All right. Just as a recap, we've got two types of techniques here. We've got the pivot technique, also known as the B.B. King method, right? Where we are pivoting against our index finger and our knuckle, right? That's kind of the shaka move, right? And we're going to work on that by applying it to every note inside of a scale, all across the fretboard. And when we're improvising, we're consciously making sure we use this technique. You'll find that it won't work very well on the high E string because you go right off the edge of the fretboard. So we've also got the floating method, and that is the Clapton technique, which is going to be where you are floating. You're kind of having this, I guess you could call it a pistol grip of sorts, but it's where our index finger is in, our thumb in the back of the fretboard. We're not really touching, right? And we're just floating, and we're going up and down just like this, right? Up and down just like this. And once again, with this one, the same thing. You work on it playing your pentatonic scales, your modes, anything else, and then also when you're improvising, you'll be working your way through that kind of floating method. So if you want to see more and some of my great ideas that have this kind of vibrato in them, I've got a free lick lesson course. It's going to be in the description below. So go check that out. Thank you so much, and we'll see you soon.
All right, thank you, Jake Baynes. I hope you guys enjoyed that lesson. Let me know in the comments if you'd like to see more of Jake Baynes. And if you don't, too bad, he's coming back. But also check the link below, because he's got a free set of licks that are right in that same vibe that you can check out from him, and it's totally free. Check it out in the link below. Thanks again. We'll see you later.